Before we start, man, let's just introduce yourself, man. Tell us a little bit about who you are as an individual, man, and what you do.
All right. Yeah. So my name is Brandon. I'm a multimedia designer, video editor, audio editor, graphic designer. Pretty much, like anything having to do with media, social media, video production, all that kind of stuff. That's what I do. A lot of that involves sitting in chairs. So, that's, certain point, like a while back, I started working out on a regular basis, and my problem has always been, one, I fall in and out of it, and two, I never ever really was as serious as I needed to be about my nutrition. Basically, it was a whole thing of trying to deal with social obligations, and also of like avoiding like the hard work of actually tracking calories and things.
Nice, man. So I know you capped off and met a little bit over on Facebook. What was your first perspective of first getting into it, or me myself, when we first had our first conversations over on Facebook? Tell me a little bit about those experiences, if there was a bit of scarcity behind you getting started.
Well, I was sort of at a point where, like, I had put on like a whole lot of extra weight. I was depressed. I was, going through grief of loss of family members and things, including my mother. And so, like, I was in a place where, like, I need to start taking a bit better care of myself, because, if I don't, like, I'm going to waste away whatever time I have left here, and also just need to be able to like just function better. So when you like offered the opportunity, I was like, let me go ahead and try.
It's never easy sharing a story like yours, as how close that is to you, not only physically as mentally.
Right.
I want to touch a little bit more on the deeper spectrum of what you struggled with as a graphic designer. You mentioned to me in our previous conversations about frequent cuts towards fast food, seeing as it was more convenient.
Oh, yeah.
Share your experience on what that was like in the transition off of the high sodium diet towards a low sodium, and what that was like?
It honestly required a whole lot more planning, was the main thing it required. Like, it's not as difficult as I thought it would be. And like, with your help, I've been finding ways to like, eat out, or when I do eat out, what to avoid. And the funny thing is, sometimes it's simply avoiding sauces, it's avoiding like dressings and things. Like, those are really where a lot of the sodium and stuff gets into these things. I find it's not necessarily just, people, do the obvious thing. Oh, I get a salad or whatever. Yeah, you get a salad, but you have to be careful what kind of salad dressing you get. If any, you might just have to get like some red wine vinegar or something, or just a little bit of oil and sprinkle on there versus, whatever 220 calorie, 1,000 milligram of sodium dressing they give you for your supposedly healthy salad. But a lot of it was like pre-planning, buying stuff that I can take to the office or have at home that I can grab. Pre-cooking when I can, though I do need to do a whole lot more of that, to be perfectly honest. Like, with like a busy work schedule, you don't always get to do this sort of thing. And also, honestly, getting an air fryer helps as well. Something where you cook things quickly, easily, with a little minimal planning. You put it in the tray, you set the timer, it comes out, you eat.
Being more conscientious too about being aware of, because there's always hitting calories,
Right.
A lot of guys may be in a similar position where you are right now, even before when I first reached out to you on the fence, starting a new venture, even if it was not something new for you, making the decision to just go all in despite your situation, despite the adversity you're facing in your life. The question here is, maybe to a friend or somebody what would you say to them if they're starting a fitness journey and looking to get started, whether it's online or whether it's not online? What would you encourage that person to do?
Understand, well, I guess first set realistic goals. You can always move your goals as you meet them. Like we set the goal of basically trying to lose like 1 or 2 pounds a week, which, it seems like, because at first everybody you want instant results. To be perfectly honest, even if you say you don't, people want instant results. They want to go from not fit to fit within like, a day or 3 or whatever, which is unrealistic. So set realistic goals is the first thing I would say. Second thing I would say is be consistent, because like, if you're, like being dishonest about what you're tracking, whatever like that. You're only cheating yourself. You're not cheating like the trainer, basically. Like, like, it's like when I do like the food logs, it's like, I remember whenever I used to do food logs before, like years and years ago, when I did it for like what 3 months, I would always, you leave things off, whatever like that. But with these, I've been trying to be as consistent as possible. Like, even if I forget to do it one day, to go back and actually try to, even like looking through the trash can, like what was that thing that was in there? Okay, so like, trying to be consistent with that, so I can track everything, and also be prepared to get out of your comfort zone. The one thing, other thing I never used to do properly was cardio. Like I used to hate cardio. Everybody like who knows me like knows like I would lift weights forever, but like cardio's like, but I eventually got into like step tracking and everything like that, and being consistent and trying to find new places to go for walks and for runs around town and everything like that.
Yeah.
And so just like, getting used to that. And also like, honestly, some days when it's just too busy, I installed, remote desktop software on my computer. And so sometimes I'll be walking and working at the same time. So, like whatever works,
Despite the adversity, you pulled through and got incredible results, dropping down 60 pounds in roughly 6-7 months. Now, following suit, you mentioned the difficulties of tracking. Briefly on this next question, since it's a tad of a follow-up, what were your expectations or limiting beliefs behind not tracking before versus you getting into it now?
Honestly, technology. When I was tracking before, I was doing it in like Google Drive spreadsheets. You set me up with the MyFitnessPal, the app, which is fairly easy to search, like, common foods, prepackaged foods, even fast foods if they're in there, or just, if it's not in there, to be able to program the thing in there. It's convenient and easy. Like sometimes you can just scan a barcode and it'll pop up. So like doing it that way makes it a lot less of like, it doesn't feel like you're doing your taxes, basically, is the difference.
For sure, man. I'm glad you're finding the MyFitnessPal to be a bit of an integrated software where it's much more smoother on your end. About the process between you moving forward to where you were now, being able to drop down 60 pounds in 6 to 7 months, which is an incredible feat. What were the results of your accomplishments like, seeing as you're able to drop the weight and really get the physique or get close to the goals at where you're actually are needing to be in your life?
Well, I mean, the most important thing at the time was I don't have to go buy a new wardrobe. Well, I might have to buy a new wardrobe now for the different reason, but like things were getting like that bad for me. It helps to be able to, my breathing's a whole lot better. Like just like my general like health and like everything like that is a whole lot better. I don't have nearly the number of injuries working out that I used to. Like I know there was a whole period where like you had me doing like 3 leg workouts a week, and I was like, why was I doing 3 leg workouts a week? But like I have like, built up now like the stamina to be able to like go through like these workouts a lot, like smoother and easier without pulling things or like landing on the wrong foot. Like my balance is a whole lot better. People like, there are people when I, cause I was away from work for a good number of months. Like, I had to work remotely. I came back to the office. People were like, like shocked that I lost so much weight. So, well, like, which is a good problem to have, I guess. Yeah.
Perfect. And with that, I want to relay the spotlight to you. If there's any other suggestions, ideas, concerns, or anything else you want to relay, well, now is the time to do so, or forever hold your peace.
Nothing really. Like, funny thing is, like, I started. You see my logs. I started adding workouts in addition. Like trying to like balance what I was doing before with like the assignments and everything, but trying to do it a bit more in a wiser way. Like, mostly means less reps and less time spent in the gym, and not just, and like, trying to be diligent when I'm there, like also like, not being on the phone or everything like that. which is always a problem. Like you do a set, you go on the phone, like 5 minutes later, you go to no, you can't do that. To go
Right.
in, get out, stay focused. Like it really makes a difference with like how many calories you burn, like what the results are and everything like that. Trying to think of anything else. I will have to try to figure out what to do, like as far as like going out more often to places that might be a little bit less healthy. If that just means, bringing like a bar, like a protein bar or something, that might have to be it. But, for the first like couple of months, there was that temptation of, I sure would like some cake or ice cream right now. But funny thing is that's mostly gone away now. It's weird. Like, like I've sort of kind of just balanced that all out, I guess. I don't know. So
Nice. And all this happened because he went all in. And something I want to iterate is there's always a creative to making something work. That's just the reality of it. Some options may not be the most convenient when you're on the road. It's cool. Just put your own spin on it and find something that's more supports and is in direction to where you want to be,
Right.
Smooth. Brandon, I appreciate you for taking the time out of your busy day as a graphic designer to hop on this live and just give me your time and honest feedbacks and assessments about it all.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, man. Let's keep good. Let's keep at it.
Most definitely. That's the goal.
All right, peace.
Yup.
Thank you for listening in. If you got any insight, clarity, or value by listening in, how to better navigate a fitness journey, go and comment Grow2 under this YouTube video, and also shoot a DM to me, Grow2 on Instagram. Let me know what your thoughts and takeaways were on this video that you tapped into. And as always, stay posted for more content on this channel. Let's go.